Hey everybody, Derek here from Bomb Socks with more Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ and we do it one bite at a time. So today we're going to finish up in section 108 of the Doctrine and Covenants, and it's a cool little section. So in order to do this, I have a couple questions for you. What if someone you cared about had less than 4 years left to live, and you knew it, but they didn't, and you couldn't tell them? But you could tell them something that would bless their life. What do you think you might say? Well, welcome to a guy by the name of Lyman Sherman. I can't find a picture of Lyman, but this is Revelation given to Joseph the prophet at Kirtland, Ohio, December 26th, day after Christmas, 1835. Now, this section was given at the request of Lyman Sherman, who had been previously ordained a 70 and who had come to the prophet with a request for a revelation to make known his duty. Now, what's interesting is we know some stuff. Lyman Sherman was born May 1804. He's a little bit older than Joseph. So Lyman Sherman dies in February of 1839. He was only 34 years old when he passed away. And I don't know anything else about him other than this section right here. So what did the Lord say to Lyman Sherman that you think might have blessed him in his remaining years? Because the Lord obviously knows that. The Lord knows what's going to happen. So he's got 4 years left. What do you think the Lord would say to him? And there's a lot going on in this section. So you can take a minute. You can read the whole section, all 8 verses of it, right? And you can see what the Lord says. There's some great verses in here. Like verse number 3, rise up and be more careful henceforth in observing your vows, meaning the covenants that you made. Wait patiently in verse 4. Preach my gospel wherever I shall send you in verse 6. How about verse number 7? Therefore, strengthen your brethren in all your conversations, in all your prayers, in all your exhortations, and in all your doings. And so, I don't know how many of you recently have been strengthened by a brother, meaning like a family member or a friend. I would invite you to do something. You can do this as a family, you can do it as an individual, but take a minute, send out a quick text to a friend or a family member, maybe someone you don't talk to as often, that has one purpose and only one purpose in mind, and that is to strengthen your brethren, to strengthen someone. And you might want to prayerfully consider who this may be of the most benefit to right now. Maybe there's someone out there who really does need that strengthening today. And so if we took that opportunity every single day to strengthen our brethren, I think there's some power that we could have there. For example, let me show you one of the very first Mormon messages that was ever given. In fact, it might even be the first one, as far as I know. But this is a message from Gordon B. Hinckley, and I love this idea of strengthening brethren. So watch this.
We sang together, we prayed together, we listened quietly while Mother read Bible and Book of Mormon stories. Father told us stories out of his memory. I still remember one of those stories. I found it recently while going through a book he had published some years ago. Listen to it. An older boy and his young companion were walking along a road which led through a field. They saw an old coat and a badly worn pair of men's shoes by the roadside, and in the distance they saw the owner working in the field. The younger boy suggested that they hide the shoes, conceal themselves, and watch the perplexity on the owner's face when he returned. The older boy thought that would not be so good. He said this owner must be a very poor man from the looks of his clothes. So after talking the matter over at his suggestion, they concluded to try another experiment. Instead of hiding the shoes, they would put a silver dollar in each one and see what the owner did when he discovered the money. So that's what they did. Pretty soon the man returned from the field, put on his coat, slipped one foot into his shoe, felt something hard, took it out, and found a silver dollar. Wonder and surprise shone upon his face. He looked at the dollar again and again, turned around and could see nobody, then proceeded to put on the other shoe. When to his great surprise, he found another dollar. His feelings overcame him. He knelt down and offered aloud a prayer of thanksgiving, in which he spoke of his wife being sick and helpless, and his children without bread. He fervently thanked the Lord for this bounty from unknown hands, and evoked the blessings of heaven upon those who had given him this needed help. The boys remained hidden until he had gone. They'd been touched by his prayer and felt something warm within their hearts. As they left to walk down the road, one said to the other, "Now really, don't you have a good feeling?"
Always been one of my favorite messages there. President Hinckley, also good to hear Gordon B. Hinckley's voice, always. So this idea of strengthening your brethren, again, as it says in verse 7, in all your conversations, in all your prayers, in all your exhortations, and all your doings. What cool counsel that is to someone that the Lord knows is not going to be around for very long. And if you don't have a lot of time left, what a great way. And again, none of us know, and I'm not trying to be morbid here, but none of us know when that time is. So we spend our time building and strengthening others and finding ways, whether it's shooting a text to someone, whether it's giving a thank you note to someone, whether it is smiling at someone who needs that. Build up and strengthen might be one of the coolest messages that the Lord gives to an individual. So anyway, I hope that helps you out. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for this whole week of BOM-BITES, watching, studying with us. We appreciate all the support you guys are doing. Thanks for subscribing to us on YouTube. Thanks for following us. Thanks for checking out our amazing So Comfortable gospel themed socks. If you haven't already, go check them out at BOMSocks.com. You guys are great. We will see you next week with some amazing sections. Godspeed. We'll see you. Bye-bye.